At Embrace Orthodontics, we straighten and align teeth, and we do so for children or adults. And we have a variety of options so that they can go through this experience feeling empowered as they go through the whole process. It's a warm, comforting environment that speaks to teenagers and adults, so everyone feels comfortable.
Boothbay has always been a special place. My parents brought me here as a very young man, and I loved it back then, and just kind of gets in your blood. I always gravitated back to Boothbay Harbor. It was an hour from Lewiston, and you can really, really relax when you're here in Boothbay Harbor. As we celebrate the 100th anniversary here at Boothbay Harbor Country Club, we want to especially thank all our members, all our guests here and at the hotel, and look forward to a very bright 2021.
Hi everyone, I'm Katie Shorey. I'm so excited to be back hosting season 2 of Dock Dine. I'm the engagement director for Live and Work in Maine, and in addition to promoting our beautiful state, we also focus on talent attraction and retention. And what a better way to do that than traveling around Maine, highlighting different communities to Dock Dine. Last year, we featured many small businesses, marinas, restaurants, and more. It was a difficult year for many, but what we found was that people wanted to be outside and on the water more than ever, docking and dining to support our food producers and restaurants. Before we begin our new season, we want to remind you of all the cool places that we went last year. Take a look.
There are so many places to explore in Maine.
Absolutely. And the best way to do it is by docking and dining.
Hi everybody, welcome to Saltwater Grill. Let's have some fun. It's an absolutely beautiful place. It's about the most Instagrammable location you could possibly have. The sunset is amazing. Everything's coming from right here on the docks in Portland, so it's local, really fresh. It's really based around local seafood, caught fresh here, you know, part of the spirit of the thing.
Welcome everybody to Boothbay Lobster Wharf. It's a working wharf as well as a seasonal restaurant. We have a jumbo lobster roll and a regular sized lobster roll. They get to pick them out of the tank and then they can sit down and see the boats coming in and unloading them out front of the wharf, so it's kind of a cool experience.
You know, somebody will come and say, we've been coming here for 40 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, the locals are the heart and soul of this whole business. So, I mean, we own it, but it's really Boothbay Harbor's.
Since I'm from Wisconsin, I was quite old before I ever had a lobster. But I love lobster.
Now, how do you take your lobster rolls?
I take them just like this. That is delicious.
Justin Doyle. I am the executive chef of Coastal Crime. We have great access to the water and great access to the best seafood, I think, in the country. We get oysters fresh out of the water every day, lobsters, swordfish, scallops. I love cooking because I like when people eat and they're happy. When you're happy when you eat, it makes me happy.
Well, I'm happy.
I'm about to be happy. Here we go.
Cheers to Boothbay Harbor.
I'm Taylor Benenti. I'm the owner here at Hurricane Restaurant in Kennebunkport. It's a small, quaint town. It's still got that old school vibe to it. Everybody's a neighbor here, so overall, it's just it's a fun place to be. You know, summer in Maine, can't get better. We have our catch of the day right here, which is a pan-seared halibut over a little neck clam chowder. We have our slow-roasted rack of lamb over a 3-onion couscous, and then our Mediterranean seafood stew with shrimp, little neck clams, mussels, and half a lobster.
Here's to Taylor and Hurricane Restaurant.
Yes. Happy summer, everyone.
We're at the Dock Dine restaurant on the tip of Basin Point in the heart of Casco Bay. It's a pretty unique location. A lot of guests come and feel like they are literally at the end of the earth. The view is pretty insane, so they are pretty excited to be here.
This is a Maine dinner, right?
Yeah.
This is perfect.
We're so lucky to be in Maine. Now this, my friends, is what I call a really good fish chowder. She hit the jackpot too.
Check out my goods.
Cheers to Maine. Cheers.
Cheers to
To
Maine.
summer. Dock and Dine.
Dock and Dine.
Woo!
The coast of Maine is an extremely unique place, and when you come here and you meet the fishermen and you get to know them and their families, and you realize just what they bring to our state, it's magical. We need to hold on to the heritage but move into the future, and so we're right at that nexus as an organization of protecting our heritage while building a vibrant future for Maine's fishing economy.
I'm getting older now, but many years ago I went up to Lubeck, which is the boat building school. I started a business here called Fogg's Boat Works and started running the taxi service and renting out boats down here. And here we are today. Now we have 5 boats that we taxi and do tours with. We're 5th generation, captains.
It's very important. Maine, especially in Maine, boat building is a great tradition and has great history. It feels great to be a part of it and continue on. Not only that, but the family tradition, as well as the state tradition.
Maine people like to work. They like to work and they like to work hard. A lot of people talk about retirement and this and that, and I'd say, well, what am I going to do? I couldn't ask for more, really.
So the Maine Aquaculture Association was founded in 1976. It's the oldest state aquaculture association in the country. Aquaculture is the new face of the working waterfront. The average age of our farmers is 36 years old, and they will allow and help these coastal communities to be more resilient in the future from an economic diversification point of view.
This is our new headquarters of the Pemaquid Oyster Company. We started farming in the Damariscotta River in 1986. And we were one of the first farms in Maine to move into growing the American oyster.
People always think that they're too slimy. Oh, I don't like the texture of oysters. And I say, try a Maine oyster.
Yes.
Because the Maine oysters are a firmer, sweeter texture.
Mm-hmm. That quote where they say eating an oyster is like kissing the sea.
Kissing the sea, right, exactly.
So good.
Fantastic.
We just finished planting about 1.3 million oysters in the last month. Everybody thinks of the lobsters, but now, believe it or not, tourists are coming to the mid-coast in search of oysters.
So I'm an independent lobster fisherman. I've fished every year since I was 8, so 50 years. Lobster fishing is iconic in Maine. It's one of the biggest economic engines in the state. The practice of lobster fishing really has not changed since it started. It's one of the few things that exists in this state that has not fundamentally changed since it started. And that's really something to say. I mean, I look at a lobster like I'm still a little kid, and I catch thousands and thousands and thousands of them. A lot of people who are fishermen wouldn't really do anything else. I'm proud to be a fisherman. Yeah, I'm very proud to be a fisherman.
Welcome back. One of my favorite interviews last year was with captain, fisherman, and author Linda Greenlaw in Surrey, Maine. This season, we are meeting her again in Stonington and Isle of Ho. But first, here's a look back at our time with her and the delicious lobster shack she and our partner Jay Darling told us about.
I always describe myself as a fisherman, and I know I've had published books and I do a number of other things, but my heart says I'm a fisherman. I grew up on and off the coast of Maine. Of course, boats and fishing are a way of life. Long story short, I started commercial fishing in a big way when I was accepted in college and I needed money. Fished my way through school, and back then I said I was fishing for tuition, so I stepped aboard a 70-foot wooden swordfish vessel out of Wars Island, Maine, and headed to the Grand Banks east of Newfoundland for the first of many 30-day blue water adventures, and I fell in love with my life at the age of 19. Surrey became a big part of my life when I got married. I married for the first time at the age of 51, which is a little unusual, and my husband is a boat builder here in Surrey, Westmat Custom Boats. I really like Surrey. It's a real small town community feel. Not as much commercial fishing as anywhere else I've ever been, but that's okay. I have learned, now at the age of 59, there are other things in life other than commercial fishing. Commercial fishing just happens to be the most important. I think that commercial fishing and being out of sight of land, it's more of a freeing feeling than it is a loneliness. When we leave the dock here, we're going to be going to Perry's Lobster Shack, which is also on Newbury Neck. Seth, the owner, is also, again, a very close friend of mine. I sell him my lobsters. We work together in many ways. My advice to anyone who wants to do anything, and it's cliche, is follow your dreams. I know when I was very young, I was discouraged by my parents mostly. After I graduated from college and started my career as commercial fishing, you know, commercial fishing is no place for an educated young person, and you're wasting your education. And whenever I'm speaking to an educational institution, one of my messages is, you cannot waste your education. It's impossible. Your education becomes you.
Hi, my name is Seth Cody. I'm the owner here at Perry's Lobster Shack. We're 1076 Newbury Neck Road. This was started in '98 from my grandparents, just as an actual fishing dock, and then he turned it into a takeout restaurant. This was actually my first job, believe it or not, and here I am. Now I own it. Linda, actually met her probably 6 years ago, and once I bought it, she was welcoming me with open arms, and anything I needed help with, she was there. She's a very well-known captain. Yeah, she's just a great friend and is always there to help me. And she also sells me her lobsters, so a lot of the time you're eating her lobsters, which is pretty cool. Honestly, in my eyes, it's one of the most important things in Maine. Last year we did over $1 billion in lobstering. Eeling, we did 25 million. It trickles down so much, like people don't realize the truck drivers, the bait dealers, the people that build the traps, the ropes, the people that build boats. Then you got places like me who buy the lobster, and then people can come right here and eat. So it's just very important to me to keep this tradition alive. I mean, I grew up doing this, and it's something that someday if I ever have kids, and I would want nothing more for them than to be able to experience what I have.
What do we have here, Chef?
I've got a lobster dinner, which comes with a Maine lobster, of course, a side of coleslaw, a roll, and some Maine corn. We've got the steamers, and then beside is the rope grown mussels. You can come by vehicle and park across the street. You could come by boat, and I've got plenty of dock space down there for anybody. I also have moorings, so if anybody wanted to stay overnight, that's something they could do, because I am BYOB, so some people get a little carried away and stay on the boat.
Do you love your job?
Love my job. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Appreciate it.
Dock and Dine.
Dock and Dine.
Cheers.
Cheers.
In our house, there's no such thing as an off-season. With hockey in the morning and afternoon soccer practice on the other side of town. With Apple CarPlay to keep the whole family connected and 26 MPG for those last-minute grocery runs. Thank goodness for my favorite child. Discover new possibilities with a Honda and upgrade to a new Pilot. Visit MaineHondaDealers.com.
At Barramaid, we've created an apprenticeship program for carpenters. Some of our best employees have come through that program, and one in particular his name is Scott, and he started at 2 days a week. We were doing a project on Cushing's Island, and he would ride the water taxi with us every morning, and then it came to a point where he made a decision to come on full time. And he really showed that he understood our process and the company and the values and how we interact with our clients. And since then, he's become a shop carpenter and is now helping us spearhead a whole new shop division. So he's a huge success story.
Hi, I'm Andrew Silsby, President and CEO of Kennebec Savings Bank, and we're really excited that warm weather has arrived. So that means if you're looking to buy or create your own special place with a dock, Kennebec Savings Bank has lots of financing options for camps and cottages. Whether it's on or near a lake or ocean, our staff stand ready to assist you to make your dreams become a reality. So click or call Kennebec Savings Bank today.
Hi everyone, welcome to Print Salon in Falmouth.
We spend a lot of time on Maine's rocky coast, but we can't forget about the beautiful and friendly lakes communities. We're gearing up to take you to a few new places this year, but let's take a look back at one of our special visits from last year.
So today we're down back of Day's store. It's basically the peninsula that we own on Long Pond.
So our family has been here since 1958. We've been running this as a family for 62 years. We have all of the provisions you'll need while you're at the lake. We have sandwiches, we have pizzas, we have all of, beer, wine, everything you could want.
So we are standing inside of Day's store in what is the Lakeside Scoops part of the store. So it's where our ice cream shop is and it's where our retail clothing is. I've lived here all my life, lived up over the store. My husband and I were married in 1980 and then proceeded to come into the business and actually worked with my grandparents and my parents, my children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, cousins. It's a complete family affair and has been for the last 62 years. Days has always been famous for their homemade donuts, and some families, that's the morning ritual, to get up, get in the boat, come to the village and get donuts. We have kids who call us Donut Island. They don't realize that you can get here by car, so that's pretty fun. We don't want you to leave the lakes if you don't have to. The whole idea is to stay here, enjoy, and we're going to try to provide for you. We think we have the most beautiful sunsets that exist in central Maine. We have families that have come here for years and years. You love to see them come. They sometimes come to you. They come to Day's store before they go to camp. They want to check in to see what everybody's been doing and how things are. So it's just a wonderful place, and to have them want to continue it is pretty exciting.
We're at the Village Inn and Tavern in Belgrade Lakes, Maine, right on Great Pond and also Long Pond. My wife and I, we came up here from Boston. She has a summer camp up here that she's been going to for every year since she was little. The Village Inn is known for its roast duck. It's 12-hour roast duck. It's our #1 seller. People come here just to have the duck. So we're really known for that. And also just here being on the water, being on Great Pond. And most importantly about this place that is so special is we do offer Dock and Dine at the restaurant. So a lot of people come and dock their boat. Families come, they can order right from the menu and really enjoy that experience on Great Pond and at the Village Inn.
Okay, this looks amazing. You're gonna have to tell me individually what we have here. So let's start over here.
So we call these our tavern nachos. It's bacon and blue cheese with some smoked cheddar. Outstanding. People, they freak out. Whenever this goes off the menu, they're like, what happened to the nachos?
So what do we have here?
So it's our tavern burger, bacon, smoked cheddar, caramelized onions.
These homemade pickles?
They are homemade pickles.
Oh, I am
the
here
burger,
for the pickles.
honestly,
They're
is
delicious.
To die for.
Okay.
It's so good.
This masterpiece.
Our rack of lamb, we sell so much of this, and he does a rosemary demi-glaze that's incredible.
I mean, the presentation alone,
It's just,
it's
unbelievable. It is. Blue cheese stuffed medjool dates with a little prosciutto wrap and a sticky balsamic sauce. Calamari, of course, and we're famous for over 60 years for our roast duck. Wow. So we roast it for about 12 hours.
So this is the fan favorite right here.
Yeah, people, they'll literally drive. Sometimes they'll stay overnight at the inn just to have the duck.
Mm-hmm. I think we should do a cheers.
Awesome. Yeah.
It has been quite the day. I've had so much fun in the Belgrade Lakes region.
Thank you guys
You
for
have been
coming.
so hospitable. This has been so fun. So cheers, and
Cheers.
thanks for having us.
Cheers. Thank you for
you.
coming.
Yes.
We so appreciate it.
Boothbay Harbor, everybody. Come on down.
This
We
is
cheer
how
the
it
weather.
is all summer.
All summer long.
Visit by land or sea and take advantage of all there is to offer here.
Well, at Boothbay Harbor Oceanside Golf Resort, we have a beautiful view. It's right there on the water. We have paddle boarding and kayaking. And of course, if you want to charter the private Hinckley yachts, then you can do that and have a nice sunset or cocktail cruise, or just simply go out and see the whales and puffins or wherever you choose.
Or if you're like me, you can also enjoy pickleball, tennis, poolside relaxation, sushi at Oceanside, fine wine and fillets at Paul's Steakhouse, and some of my personal favorites from Grill 19, the Maine Lobster Bites. Here at Boothbay Harbor Oceanside Golf Resort, there are 3 great ways to stay and play. Whether you choose the new luxurious golf villas overlooking the first hole, in-town cottages, or Oceanside Resort located at the water's edge. All 3 options offer exclusive membership benefits to award-winning Boothbay Harbor Country Club. So join me this summer to stay, play, relax, and unwind.
Our last episode took us to Pemaquid. This region has such a rich history, a beautiful coastline, and a must-try restaurant to Dock and Dine.
I've been fortunate to be able to come to Pemaquid pretty much my whole life. There's a fascinating human history here, and we know that indigenous people have been here for up to 12,000 years since the mile-thick ice melted. So there's a lot of current living history and earlier history that I'd encourage people to explore. I find it almost a spiritual place. I just love the Contented Soul. It's really excellent food, and yet you can just come and have a veggie burger if that's what you want. At this stage in my life, I decided I wanted to drink adult beverages. So I can attest to their Manhattans. And I'm gonna have one for lunch.
We're in historic colonial Pemaquid. We've got an awesome restaurant here with 150 seats, a lot of it outdoor dining. So we can get anywhere from 5 to 6 boats on the dock at any time. We're really utilizing a lot of the local ingredients and kind of elevating some elements of the menu. So it's got a really eclectic mix. We've got some casual stuff. Fish tacos happen to be like our #1 seller, and a lot of people just come for the fish tacos. So sometimes I do take it for granted, but when you come some days you go, wow, I can't believe I'm here. This is like the best. So yeah, it's not something that you really get sick of.
So quickly going through it, New York style pizza. It's the margherita with fresh mozzarella, fresh basil, local tomatoes, scallop crudo, local Debo scallops, ginger scallion vinaigrette, hook and line halibut, white bean succotash, chorizo, a little bit of little neck clams and aromatics, surf and turf, dry aged ribeye that we aged ourselves, and then local lobster, and then a lot of farm fresh vegetables. And then for our friend Peter, we do customize a lot of vegetarian and vegan needs. So it's a cold soba noodle dish with lots of fresh crunch vegetables, Fresno peppers, yellow corn vinaigrette, and then a soy sesame dressing as well. Grilled local eggplant, lots of fresh veggies. So that and that Manhattan is going to go pretty well. Well, yeah. Well, thank you guys. Thank you. We appreciate it very much.
Cheers. Cheers, new friends.
Cheers.
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 Dock and Dine. Woo. Thanks for watching Dock and Dine. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook to see our adventures. Thank you to our sponsors and News Center Maine, and we will see you out on the water next week. Happy exploring.